All right, what up, guys? It's been a while since I've done a video, but we're back, mainly because I've been meaning to do a follow-up video to my original review of my 2014 370Z. So a lot is the same. It's been several years now, but I do want to say the car has been great. It's been a daily pretty much this whole time. It allowed me to basically get started and pretty much be finished with the Z32, which right there, I'm going to do an update video on that as well for that original review. But it's been great. We're going to go over a few things, a couple of things that have changed, touch on some of the things that I mentioned were planned in the original video that sort of happened, but happened in a slightly different way. So let's go over some things. All right, so just like in the first video, we're gonna start with the exterior. A lot of it's the same. I still have the same wheels and everything, but a couple of things have changed slightly. Obviously, I have a slightly different lip, not a big major change. I do have the brand new version 2 of the Morimoto headlights. Really great upgrade in my opinion. Now it's RGB, so I can change the color of the DRLs it shows. I think the design is also a lot better. Light output is even better than the original Morimotos, and this has got a lot of better features, and I think an overall better look. Also, in the same vein, we'll come around to the side first and get to what I'm about to talk about with the tail lights. But got the Z1 side skirts, so I had some custom ones that I had basically cut from some ABS off of eBay, but got these look a lot better, fit the car a little bit better. And then also in the original video I had tinted tail lights. I had since got the version 1 of the Morimoto tail lights, but now I have the brand new V2 tail lights in the red and clear. Now this is going to change a little bit because I do have one thing I don't like about these. I do prefer the red and clear versus the just kind of clear smoke version that they have. Overall, I think it looks a lot like the new Z. I think the red is just perfect, especially on a black car. However, because of the clear lens, the V1 tail lights actually had, they were tinted overall. These don't have a tinted lens, so on a black car, this outside edge here is clear slash, I guess, white, and it really stands out. So I'm going to actually tint these tail lights to kind of get the best of both. It'll be tinted like the other version, but it'll still have the red instead of this just being clear. So I think that's going to look good. I'll post a video up of that. The other thing that's changed back here is the diffuser. This is from that guy on Facebook that does all the custom diffusers. It's been really great. A lot of people really compliment and really like this diffuser. So I do too. And overall outside, that's pretty much it. I just changed up the side skirts, added the diffuser, headlights and taillights. Lips different. Otherwise, same wheels, same brakes. They've been good to me. Nothing major there. We'll hop in on the interior like the last video and kind of go over that because, again, that's been updated a little bit as well. So let's take a look. So in the interior, as you can see, there have been a few changes. Still have the Classio seat covers in red. I will say that they have held up insanely well. I did have to, on the driver's side, the bolster did get a little worn over time. No problem. They actually sent me a replacement. I remember in the original video I did talk about changing those out to match this material. I did that sort of. I actually ended up having Alcantara inserts made that are diamond stitch. I've had those on there a while. Actually, this is the second version. I had some made that were Italian suede, and the dye faded like to pink within the first year. So I got these done at a different company, and they've lasted a couple years now, and they're really nice. Also added the some more carbon fiber bits here and there. I've changed this up so many times. Right now I'm just running the Nismo shift knob, but I've had several. That never really stays the same. Recovered the center console in Alcantara as well. Got the Nismo Alcantara bolsters right there. Also swapped out the Kenwood and the iPad setup. Now I have the Tesla screen, which this is the V2 screen. I had the V1. The guys over at Nifty City, you've probably seen that video already, but they sent me this and the other update over here with the cluster, and it's been great. I really like the V2, mainly because I also now have the digital cluster, which, if you saw the original video, I talked about why I had the iPad set up, you know, to kind of modernize and get some digital information that I wasn't able to get through the factory cluster. This does that now. I pretty much have access to everything on here. It has a bunch of different themes, which is cool. Right now I'm running the Nismo New Z theme, but I have all of this extra information. And also, because of the V2, I'm now running an Ecotech dongle for a couple of reasons. But one is mainly because now I can run the Ecotech dongle through this and then send it over to the cluster. And I've wrapped Alcantara over that, and the steering wheel as well. Otherwise, pretty much the same. The back setup for the sub as well is wrapped with Alcantara as well. So I cleaned that up a little bit, but otherwise, it's an interior, you know. Just small updates here and there that have really just kind of improved the quality of life of, you know, you're inside the car all the time. CarPlay on a big screen is nice. You know, it's super beneficial, especially on long trips. I've done ZCon a few times, just did Florida Z-Fest with this car as well, and it was great, especially to be able to have CarPlay and my maps on the screen as well, and to be able to monitor a little bit more. Which is going to bring me to the next thing, which is something that I talked about in the last video as a plan. You may notice the boost gauge there. So let's open the hood and talk about that. Alright, so in the previous video, when I pretty much first got the car, I was basically full bolt-on. I had the Z1 intakes, test pipes, and the exhaust that, you know, I talked about in there. You know, the clutch flywheel, all of that stuff, and all the suspension. And I said the future plans were to get supercharged, you know, go boost, because, you know, talking about the power output being, you know, fun, but, you know, leaving a little bit to be desired if you wanted more. The boost was the next option. At the time, the only thing out that was really a significant upgrade was the Soho air-to-air kit using the Stillen supercharger setup. And that was my plan for the longest time. Then I started working at Z1 and we developed our own supercharger kit. And then we developed our sport supercharger kit, which is what this is. This is actually the first one. This is a prototype, so the housing on the supercharger itself is a little bit different. This is one we used for testing, and then we got our dyno numbers and stuff from this. So we tested the multiple pulley sizes and everything, and then when it was done, I ended up sticking with the smallest 90mm pulley. Put down 550 wheel horsepower and right under 400 torque with this setup, and it's been great. I'll talk about it a little bit more on the drive, but it's been about 6 months. I'm also going to do an in-depth 6-month review on this supercharger setup, but it's been about 6 months and around 20,000 miles, give or take, on this kit, and I've had absolutely zero problems out of it. It runs beautifully. Well, I say zero problems. We did have an O-ring issue on the blow-off valve that was as simple as just replacing the O-ring. The O-ring just blew out. We think it was bad from the start, but anyway, it's been going great. I actually drove this car kind of to test this out all the way to Florida Z Fest down in Palatka. So that was 7 or 8 hour drive, I guess, give or take, and it was flawless. So really love the setup. I have changed up some looks, obviously, in here as well, just for cosmetic purposes. But overall, Supercharger kit has been phenomenal. And so now let's go on a test drive, and I'll talk a little bit about just my experience overall with the car, my thoughts, and then also some thoughts about this Supercharger as well. We'll get it going a little bit. So yeah, pretty much the all of the other things, the suspension stuff that I mentioned in the other video is all the same, but also added the Z1 R Pro diff as well with the Supercharger, because it definitely needed it to put the power to the ground, and that is fun as well. All right, so let's take a drive and talk about a few things. So again, this car has always been a daily driver, and it's done a great job at it. It's been several years now, daily driving this back and forth to work. I work about 30 minutes away now. I work down at Z1. I live out in Rockmart, Georgia. So it's about a 30-minute drive. And it does really good. This car hasn't really given me any issues, anything to really worry about. It's never really left me stranded. I've had one issue that didn't really leave me stranded, but it wasn't ideal, where the tone ring on the flywheel basically exploded and kicked out the crank angle sensor, and it went into limp mode. It actually drove home, and then when I was trying to troubleshoot, it got stuck in the flywheel teeth, and so I had to have it towed. We got it up on the lift at work, and then just now it's got a new clutch kit, which is great, because then I got the new Supercharger, which is insanely fun. Again, 550 wheel horsepower. It isn't the fastest thing on the road, but it's fast. It's fast in a Z. And with the Sport Supercharger kit, it is also, in my opinion, a lot more usable and fun compared to, say, the regular kit. Now, power-wise, I am a little limited. I will be going with a fuel return kit here soon, with some other goodies, and going with E, so I should be able to get a little bit more out of it. I'm gonna upgrade the fuel pump from what's provided in the kit. But other than that, it's still really fun. And being the smaller blower, I might enjoy this again. Being the smaller blower, power delivery is extremely linear. It's just really fun. Anytime you really just want to get in it, it's there. It drives like normal. Otherwise, you're driving around. I daily this all the time. It drives basically like it did when it was in A. if you didn't know what you were looking for and didn't get in it at all, you probably wouldn't notice a difference, really. It does get up a little bit more, you know, if you're partial throttle. As the RPMs go up, it builds a couple of pounds of boost, you know. But otherwise, again, it drives very much like it's an NA. There's not really any lag at all. And the power comes on super linear. When you stay in it, then you start to have, you know, all of the fun. So, yeah. Like I said in the original video, the original plan was to go boost, to add that little bit more. Now it's here. As far as my feelings on the car in general, I still feel the same way as I did in the first video. You know, it's that miles per gallon. Overall, it's a great car. I've been able to use this car as a daily. I have used it on the track. I have taken it on long trips with the Supercharger, and it has been flawless. No real issues at all. Now, granted, there are some from the factory that, you know, everybody knows about at this point. You know, the CSC, all that stuff. But that stuff had been handled with this. A couple of aftermarket parts, fixes, any of those, you know, common issues that you can have with them. And the car itself is just, it's a phenomenal car for the price range. You know, I had the plan for boost and everything, but then, you know, they announced the new Z, and, you know, it was boosted and it looks great, and I still want to get one. I will probably get one and daily it at some point. But honestly, boosting this car still significantly cheaper than, you know, buying a new Z. And let's be real, the new Z essentially is this car in and out. You know, there's some updated things looks wise, and again, the digital cluster and some other things that I was wanting it for, but now we have aftermarket options for pretty much all of that. So, you know, find yourself a 2014 Z used, get yourself a Tesla screen, a digital cluster, supercharged, get tuned. I mean, what do you need a new Z for at that point? So, I still love this car. I think, again, it's not a supercar. It's not, you know, there are some people that think these cars are more than they actually are. And that's fine. I mean, have pride in, you know, your car. But also know what it is. But it is a nice car. And again, I take care of it often. You know, I take care of it as much as I can. Take it to shows, drive it, enjoy it, put miles on it. I think I was probably around 70,000 miles on that original video. I'm now probably, let's see, over 130,000 at this point. So, and again, just regular oil changes, basic maintenance stuff. It's been solid. It handles boost fine, no issues. Just wear and tear stuff. You can't go wrong with buying one of these cars. In general, even if you keep it NA. That was, I drove this car that way for many years. Enjoyed every single day of it. You want more? Boost it. And guess what? You can't go wrong there either, because it is just an absolute fun time if you boost one of these cars and you drive it how it's meant to be driven. You'll never not have a smile on your face. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to give a quick update on, you know, the original video, talk about, you know, what I've done to it since then and how I'm still feeling about it. So again, if you're looking for one of these, you know, you're on the fence, or you have one and you're thinking about boosting it, yes, overwhelmingly to both of those questions. You will not be unhappy with either of those purchases. So thanks for watching, guys. You know, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and like and subscribe the video. I know it's been a while since I posted anything. I've got a few more things coming. Like I said, I'm going to do a 6-month review of the Supercharger in depth. And I'm also going to do an update to the Z32 review video that I did a while back as well. Because there's been a lot that has changed on that car. There's still a little bit more coming, but I think it's time to do a video for that too. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll check you on the next one.